Trying to get shit together. I should have got up earlier. I was just laying there and I couldn't go back to sleep. I was like, I should just got the fuck up earlier and started moving along. Much better because I got the food in me at the right time and digesting good. He's got food in him at the right time, digesting good. Everything happens for a reason. I was just trying to finish a couple things up. I fed him, I fed myself. I ate a piece of garlic and an apple. A couple bites of cheese and a couple bites of meat. And I gave him a couple pieces of cheese because he's a good boy. Just a couple pieces. I want to give him something he liked to eat. Gave him chicken, a Purina, some rice, and the probiotics, and he actually ate it all. He was trying to be sneaky at first and begged me halfway through. He ate all the chicken first and then left the rice and the Purina, but he ended up eating it. And I put the probiotics on it and everything too. Okay, so now we are. I took my supplements. I'm gonna drink. He is scared. Come here, baby. Oh, he's scared. I'm gonna hit the bowl real quick though. He's scared. It's New Year's Eve and just fireworks just keep going off. Well, hopefully get maybe a solid hour of clips. Just a solid hour of uploading some clips, baby. Oh, my big boy. My sweet pumpkin. Are you scared? You gotta be scared. It's gonna be a long night, honey. It's gonna be a long night for you, honey. Are you scared now? I woke up listening to what I thought was gunfire, but he was sleeping. He didn't. It wasn't too noisy. It wasn't that so loud that he could hear it. So I just kept petting him and holding him so he'd sleep, and he slept good. He was. Sometimes he won't let me, but sometimes he does. I pulled him. He's like, I pull him up right next to me, and I just start rubbing his belly, and he lays right there next to me, just like nice and proper. Not his butt in my face, just laying right there next to me. I love him, just like a cootie bear. I love him so much. Do not know what I would do without him. I was listening to Stephen Gardner's latest message with that other guy and Flynn. I mean, this is some crazy stuff happening.
Man, ain't nobody doing that shit.
What is hiding inside?
Let's try this watermelon chicken. Watermelon chicken? First off, what are you talking about? Watermelon chicken?
Oh my god, it's chicken. Oh my god, it's chicken. I think I gotta let rest just for a little bit.
I'm calling the
And
police.
then it'll be
I'm
time,
calling the
time to give
police.
this a taste.
Matter of fact,
Give it a try.
Federal Bureau of Investigations. There are weapons of mass destruction in this woman's house. There's no one. Don't eat that shit. Stop it. Don't eat that. No! You filthy motherfucker. What's wrong with you, man? Fucking child abuse. Why would you eat this shit? Talking about mommy-daughter time. You're trying to kill your children. What's wrong with these motherfuckers? Why? Rock! Get this harlot. Let's do this. The arena in Leicester's in full chase. Oh my God! Brock Lesnar. Ain't nobody doing that shit.
What is
The
hiding
big reveal.
inside
Let's try this
little
watermelon chicken.
It was what? It seems like a good idea, dude. Why'd you freak out about it? That seems like a pretty good idea. So,
I told my daughter, Sadie and Sonny, who were 16 and 14, I didn't write a speech, and they said phrases like rude and you're mean. And I said, well, Daddy's fucking tired, you know. Daddy fucking works hard. Calm down. And they were like, can we write your speech, Daddy? So you got something to say? I said, absolutely. It'd be nice to see you do something other than watch YouTube or go to fucking Lululemon every fucking weekend. So they said, all right, we'll write the speech. Will you do the speech in that goofy southern accent you always do all your dumb speeches in? I said, whatever, we'll give it a shot. So, all right, my daughters wrote this. Let's see how we do. Dear well-dressed dignitaries, highly educated hipsters, and various other plus ones of the Thank you for giving our daddy, Mr. Adam Sandler, this prestigious lifetime, all-time, primetime GOAT Achievement Tribute Award. Or this physically disturbing object is supposed to fucking represent.
oh, I
It
hit the
means
wrong
a lot
thing.
to him, seeing as most of the awards on his trophy shelf are shaped like popcorn buckets, blimps, or fake mini Oscars that say Father of the Year, which he sadly purchased himself while wandering in a self-pitying fog through the head shops of Times Square. First off, we would like to begin by apologizing for Daddy's disturbingly unkept beard. He is under the illusion it hides the hamburger grease-covered flesh waves of his triple chin. But to us, it just makes his head look like someone threw black and gray cornflakes on a fucking beanbag. We also wish we could be at tonight's award show with all of you sophisticated people, but Daddy said, and we quote, I don't want to spend a whole night that's supposed to be about me and my greatness listening to you two newly pubertized buffoons screaming where's Timothy Chalamet. And how can we legally squeeze that fine little Jewish ass of his? But Gotham Awards, don't feel bad for us Sandler girls. Just know while Daddy is with you tonight, we're doing everything we're not allowed to do when Daddy's home. Like eat his yodels, or try on his Spanx. Or dare we say laugh out loud at Ben Stiller movies.
Laugh out loud at Ben Stiller movies.
Thank you, Mommy, for putting up with Daddy and his crazy fucking mood swings all these years. Now that truly is a feat deserving of a Lifetime Achievement Award. Love you, Mama. I told my daughter, Sadie and Sonny, who were 16 and 14, I didn't write a speech, and they said phrases like rude and...
That was good. Yeah. Poor Mick Shirley's in fucking danger now. It's crazy. So what happens, as soon as you start telling the truth and exposing the truth, everything starts coming down on you. You lose everything. Friends, family, fucking everything. Everybody starts coming against you as soon as you start telling the truth.
Why they'll never be honest about Islamist violence. Have you ever wondered why in the wake of every Islamist terrorist attack, our media and politicians bend over backwards to make the extraordinary claim that Islamism has nothing to do with Islam? The answer is a mixture of things, of course, but the central reason is easy to understand if you think about it logically. To avoid offending morons, let's not talk about people and talk about apples instead. As you know, there are red apples, green apples, and yellow apples. Let's imagine for a second that a small percentage of green apples are poisonous and can injure and kill people. It's difficult to distinguish the toxic green apples from the other green apples, which are perfectly peaceful, law-abiding, and so forth. Now imagine that you're the public health authority whose job it is to protect the public. If your concern is solving the problem of the small minority of toxic green apples, you would immediately do a number of things. You might devote significant resources to identifying the toxic green apples and removing them from the supermarket. You might commission thorough research into where the toxic green apples are going. You might crack down very, very hard on anyone who knowingly participates in growing or distributing such apples. You might even say that while you are dealing with the problem of deaths caused by toxic green apples, bringing more green apples into the country is liable to worsen the public health crisis until...
Even though this makes perfect sense, a leftist is going to hear this and go, "But people aren't apples."
Suitable measures are identified which allow you to separate the bad apples from the good ones. This is how you know your primary concern was the safety of the public. Because the Public Health Authority had spent the preceding years believing that all apples are the same. That to suggest that a small minority of green apples are potentially toxic is fear-mongering and greenophobic. What if you'd been encouraging unfiltered imports of apples and actively resisted calls to thoroughly such apples are in fact digestible
Now
for
we
your
can play.
citizens? What if your mantra for the last 20 years had been that anyone who believes there may be significant variations between the toxicity of different types of apples is a bigot who must be suppressed for fear of emboldening the far right? If you were in fact responsible for the fact that people were now being killed on the streets of your country by the small minority of toxic green apples, would you not do everything in your power to explain that the diversity of apples is our greatest strength? That the diversity of green apples has nothing to do with them being that any doctor who suggests that
My next note is
specifically is a racist. The central premise of our elite consensus is that we must continue to pretend that all apples are the
I'm
same.
going to delete all those. I don't know why I like them, because I'm going to delete all of them, I think.
Why they'll
Pretty
never be
sure.
on it.
Yeah, it's very simple. Towers the whole bunch, as they say. Get them the fuck out. We can't accept them. Simple as that, motherfuckers. Texas better not follow Sharia law as soon as I come out here. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Come on. There's got to be something to watch. Something new, John. Oh, no. You got this whole episode? Yeah, whole episodes, dude. Or are you just bringing up old clips? Oh, here we go. Let's see, it's a re-upload, yeah.
We got David Duke in the house. So you've been banned on all these platforms, so everybody else gets to tell us like who you are. So the whole point of having you come on the show, I want to know who you were from you, directly from your mouth.
Well, thank you for that.
You established the
My next note is like I watch a lot of Stooges. And back in the day when they're openly racist and happy, you know, about being racist, and Democrats, when they were open about their racism.
What you said I know about the Klan is what I
All
was
right,
talking.
you had to see Black KKK Klansman, Spike Lee's movie, huh? So
I can't stand that nigga. I can't stand it.
When I ran for office and I got elected to office 2-3 times, my slogan was equal rights for all, special privilege for none. I said unless we stop this immigration, it was going to be bad news for all the American people, blacks, whites, everybody else that's in the country.
Just before your time, David.
Well, maybe it was the great replacement theory. It's not a great replacement theory. It's great replacement fact. It's happened.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Even blacks have been replaced. We used to be number 2 in this country.
That's exactly right. Even blacks have been replaced. That's a really good point.
I had a father in my home, but I didn't really notice at the time. But none of my black friends had fathers, and a lot of them today, they're all in jail.
This is a Christian country, and if you go to any bookstore, Or you just turned on some movies.
Met somebody who's a pretty cool guy. I mean, it's probably a little off, but I mean, we're all a little off in our own way. But you know, um, but I don't even know if I really want to say anything because it's kind of weird. Like who he says he knows and used to know, but isn't really. You know, it's like he's sure if like he's like I'm sure if he saw me today he'd be like, oh hey, I remember you, how you doing, you know what I mean? But he's like, we're just not in the same. He's moved on and he's doing a new thing, you know, with his own new life now, and like I'm just, you know, some guy from the past pretty much. So but he's pretty cool. He's deep in seeking the truth and trying to know who Christ really is. What's the matter? Let me hold you. I'll hold you. I can hold you. You scared of the poppity pop pops? I can hold you, honey. It's alright. What are you scared of? Oh my gosh, you're so scared of the poppity pop pop pops. Were you kissing yourself? Have you peed yourself? How many times have you peed yourself? Why are you so scared, honey? What are you peeing for, honey? Huh? Gosh, you pee everywhere on me. Oh my god, honey. It's alright. It's okay, baby. People are gonna be shooting them pop pop pops off all night long, honey. You're gonna have to just get used to it, baby. You're gonna have to get used to it, honey. They're gonna keep on popping it off all night long. And we're gonna go somewhere where they're gonna be popping them off even louder, closer to you. So, buddy. Yeah, that don't be pee. Yeah, that don't be pee on yourself. Okay. Alright, so you don't be pee. You don't be before. It's alright. I'll clean you up a little, baby. I know you're scared. I know you're scared. I know. Oh, you scared. It's alright though. You got pee-pee all over me. I think you pee-pee right on the center of my shirt. Right on the center of the only clean dark shirt I have left. You had to pee right on the center of it. kitchen shirt, man. All I have is like red. And I have other black shirts, but what's this one? Yeah. Just wear this one. I don't. Is she okay, baby? You okay, baby? It's alright. Get this. Oh. There's your pop pops. They're going pop, 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 pop. Sweeping to the floor. I haven't had time to take care of my place. I've been just so busy trying to work and stuff. I haven't had time to be here and get stuff done here. Got dishes piling up and oh my goodness, just no time for nothing. Come on, come on. Oh, baby. Oh, honey. It's all right. I'll go get you. I'll go get you. It's all right. It's all right. Shh. Oh my goodness. It's all right. Hey, see? Got you. Them pop pop ain't gonna get you. Them poppy pop 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 pops ain't gonna get you, little boy. I got your belly, okay? I got your belly. I got your belly, little boy. Yeah. I got your belly. I got your honey. It's okay. All right.
You see so many movies that really just rip Christianity and even rip Christ.
Right.
There's one Nazi state, and it's really Israel.
Back in your young days when you was with the Klan, were you like sexually attracted to black women?
No, I never was.
No?
I was always partial to white girls.
We got a gift for you. You probably don't need it. It's the N-word pass.
N-word pass.
You wanna put your hood up?
I won't need this pass because I never use it yet. Now, are you telling me I should start?
Yeah, welcome to episode 42.
I sound like Quincy Jones.
We got David Duke in the house. How you doing, David? Thanks for coming.
I'm doing great, and I've been listening to as many shows. I didn't get introduced to your program until I found out I was going to be on,
Oh, really?
and then I started.
Oh, shit, some black guys.
I watched.
I don't have any problem with that, you know.
right. Yeah.
And you're definitely proud of your black. You just mentioned the first thing. You know?
Well, I'm not black, I'm Irish.
Okay, this is really.
Yeah, but anyway, so you've been banned from YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. So
I watched that fucking I'm sorry. Oh my god. I watched that masterclass.
You know, I don't have the right to use money to sell my books
because you're
in the internet because if you can't do that, you can't get a credit card. How do you use the internet? I mean, this is the biggest repression in the history of the world. I mean, nobody even in the Middle Ages could keep somebody from using gold.
David, what legislation enabled the government the right to do that to Americans?
There's a lot of things that did that. One of the worst acts politically was the so-called Citizens United Act in 2010, 2011, and that was actually done by the Supreme Court, and it was just a total violation.
No,
It
you know
was
that,
basically-
brother.
it
Don't
got
hurt
rid of the
yourself. Don't
campaign
hurt yourself.
financing rules. It enabled anybody to give as much money as they want. However, the middle class people can't afford attorneys and set up as corporations and all. They still limited to 2,000 or 3,000, whatever it is, you know, campaign financing. But the people that have a lot of power, a lot of the billionaires, they can give hundreds of millions of dollars. if you believe in democracy or so-called democracy or rule of the people, it's one man, one vote.
Right.
But we know that dollars mean votes. And another thing we know is that TV commercials can make the most evil bastard in the world look like a pure, you know,
Yeah, they did that with Kamala.
saint. Well, I agree with you on
They even
everything.
made her look black.
It's funny.
I don't even-
Not everyone is that desperate.
So you've been banned on all these platforms, so everybody else gets to tell
Can't remember.
us like who you are. So the whole point of having you come on the show, I want to know who you were from you directly.
Not everyone is that desperate or fortunate enough to degrade themselves for money. Some for honorable, virtuous reasons.
That the foundation of all our
Not everyone is that desperate or fortunate enough to degrade themselves for money. Some for honorable, virtuous reasons. Some for vain reasons.
not only speak, but also to hear the people that aren't speaking, to hear.
Not everyone is that desperate.
They can get away with anything. They can get away with killing you. They can get away with total tyranny. They can get away with torturing you. They can get away with taking all your possessions. And so free speech is the ultimate.
Not everyone is that desperate. Not everyone is that desperate or fortunate enough to degrade themselves for money. Some for honorable, virtuous reasons.
Nobody knows anything about the Constitution these days, especially young people.
Right.
But freedom of speech is valuable. But also another amendment that's very important too. It's the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution. And that is an amendment, it's basically about if you are
It's hard to type. He's laying in my
terrible
elbow.
offense, or in fact you can be charged with a crime. It's the same principle. You know, we have a value system that everybody, so if they can charge you with murder, they can charge you with pedestry or, you know, child molestation, terrible crimes, which I think they should be punished with the ultimate act of the law of somebody that does that kind of thing. But they have these you know, laws, but what the Sixth Amendment says is that you have the right to a fair and impartial jury, which means, by the way, the jury or the
We thought it was fun.
system should not be biased against you in the sense that so they could judge you honestly. And you also have the right to a public trial.
Right.
A public trial. So even a murderer is accorded those rights.
We thought it was fun.
And
Just telling somebody or you know, the
only
same.
from the standpoint of government, but it's the standpoint of individuals.
Yeah, everybody should have the right to confront.
That's right. We should all be able to defend ourselves. And really the truth is that the ability to defend yourself, your position, your family, your heritage, your people, your country, whatever you think your point of view is a vital right. And it's the only
care, baby.
good way
Won't you be
to real progress, whether it be scientific, whether it be about nutrition. I look at you guys, how healthy you are, strong you are, and I know you probably have ideas about nutrition like I have.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to be bigger, but I've lost about 30 pounds with some cancer treatment, but I'm doing better. I had some lymph node cancer. But here's what I believe. I believe that big money and big power and the ability to censor has told us to eat the wrong foods.
Right. Yeah.
They've taught us the wrong lifestyle.
Right.
They haven't talked about the real things that make up a human being's true sovereignty and rights. And they also are able today to affect our minds.
I don't even know where to begin because, like I said, like there's a lot to take. Like so much goes through my mind
Now,
because I've obviously, you know,
what I call Jewish supremacy, which is a term that's being used by many Jews today. In fact, B'Tselem is the human rights group in Israel,
Right.
and they talk about Jewish supremacism and Jewish.
I don't even know where to begin because, like I said, like there's a lot to take. Like so much goes through my mind because I've obviously, you know, did a lot of television watching throughout my life and using different remotes and different things and whatnot, so you can see the progression.
It's not like that.
Oh,
But it's also, you know,
back in the day, I mean, all the limitations were frustrating, and
hypocrisy in these people, some
you know, feeling like, oh, if I wanted to watch.
So Jewish supremacy, the reason why we have the genocide going on in Gaza
I don't even know where to begin, because like I said, like
stated that, listen to this, the biggest single demographic rate of death are kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. That's the biggest age group that's dying.
Indeed, I want to point out one thing too: that these kids that are dying that you're advocating for,
Yeah.
they're not white.
Well, some of them are white, some of them aren't.
I said,
A lot
Happy
of
New Year's,
Palestinians
brother. Make that money,
look like
honey.
me. I
Make that
actually seen
money,
some.
honey.
I've been there, and I've been to Israel. I've been around the world. I lectured, by the way, I lectured in about 20 universities throughout the Middle East and many hundreds of universities across the world. Invited by Muslim audiences, I'm invited by, obviously, Christian audiences, invited by universities.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Well, it's still going on, but I only get that right now. I don't get that right in the United States. I lectured.
Oh, we can't see it here in the United States.
Yeah, I lectured at a couple of universities in America, my history, often for big events and small events. But it's like, but now that's not permitted. I've been on Meet the Press 3 times.
Right.
That's the leading talk show in America. But now, I could go on the Hodge Brothers, thank God.
Right. Yeah, and you know what's weird about that? I feel it's like an ethnic cleansing genocide that's going on.
Again, I love Ron White.
Why do you think, like, when I go on Instagram and I see a lot of other conservative people like ourselves, and they're like mocking what's going on? Why do you think that's going on with Republicans and conservatives? Why do you think they?
Again, I love Ron White, and he even like referenced this in.
Because I'm going to say some things about Jews, but I'm going to be speaking. I don't, just like Bilzerian said, he's not against all Jews. He doesn't hate Jews, but he understands a lot about Jewish power. And Jews have enormous power. And there's no group on earth that's more ethnocentric than these Jewish billionaires that have so much power. There's 52 major Jewish, or 51 actually, 52 major Jewish organizations in America called the Council of Presidents of Major Jewish Organizations, right? And every one, their mission statement is the advancement of the interest of the Jewish people and Israel. And they all, by the way, are for open borders for America, but Israel has absolute closed borders. It's a country for Jews.
Why so many Christians, why so many Americans are so thick-headed? They don't see the
Interview
hypocrisy.
tomorrow.
Well, again, it's all because of how does your central nervous system work? How does your brain work? I mean, in many ways.
Tell us everything or admit you don't know.
But the truth is, the mind is basically like a computer. If you don't, even though we're not computers, thank God, they're trying to get us to be transhuman.
Yeah, so the media is like conditioning us to think
Right.
that that's okay what's going
Well,
on.
if you feed a bad information to a computer, you can't get any valid answers out. Now, Elon Musk said something very true when he talked about none other than Larry Page, one of the top people of Google. Now, you've got to understand what Google is. The people who run Google are Jewish supremacists, not just Jews. They're Jewish supremacists. The people that really own it are Sergey Brin and Larry Page. And one of the biggest other factors in it is a guy named Eric Schmidt. Sounds like an English man or an English name.
Right, yeah.
No, he's Jewish. And
Did he change his name?
She sends me this.
particular history. I know he's a Jew, and I know he's a Zionist. And I know one thing: he's in millions and millions of dollars of contracts, billions even for Google, with the Mossad in Israel. They're in contract with the Israeli state. They're part of this genocide, and they have
She sends me this cute little.
to affect your mind, and you don't even realize it.
Right, right.
I'll give you an example. Now, I've got a cell phone here. I'm not going to turn it back on so we don't show disturbed. But so I got a cell phone here, and we now carry around a cell phone. Now, this is an Android phone, which is basically a Google product.
That thing's listen to us.
Well, they are listening probably right now. Who knows? But it's like, so how does this work? Okay, so they can track you anywhere.
Right.
That's how they sell their advertising. They know what websites you're going to. They know what your political views are. They know what kind of clothes you like, the colors of the clothes you like. They know whether you're a straight person or homo. homosexual.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to do any slurs. If somebody wants to be that,
I always thought that, David, since I always thought that term that you used was abbreviation for homosexual.
I think it is. I don't know why that should be
Yeah.
a negative
I got a
thing.
strike for that. I was like, what? That's a slur? It's abbreviated?
Well, let's edit that out then. We gotta keep the strikes away from you guys.
So we just beat it.
Okay, that's fine. So, yes, yeah. So it's like people can do what they want. However, we know some good studies have come out of Canada. Excuse if I get so scientific and historical.
No, that's
I'm a
right.
history PhD. I've been studying history my life and studying this, so I get deep in the woods.
Right.
But I think I always talk in a way that other people can understand. And one thing we have.
It's so silly. It's just so silly.
Studies on homosexual behavior, especially among men, or so-called men who are homosexuals.
Right.
And we know that one in
It's so
six
silly. It's just so silly. Like I just a simple life is all I want. And
often raped by homosexual males. That's a fact.
That's an amazing
It's an amazing fact. I can show you the data from major research institutions. They got websites now. There's even a website. There's a website called 1 in 6. It's all done by professionals and researchers. So, if this is the case, and one of the reasons why is because homosexuals are very sexual active. I think
That's the horniest beast on this planet. A homosexual man, they will literally have sex with anything.
yeah, anything at any time, anywhere.
Yeah.
But
And like Freddie
not all.
Mercury, that Queen
We
singer.
can't say all of them. We can't say that every one of them's that way.
Yeah, I'm not saying all of them, but well, I think you can say that.
Well, there's definitely a difference in the mores between
Right.
homosexuals and heterosexuals. Maybe heterosexuals would have more of it, especially when they're in their prime.
Yeah. Like Freddie Mercury, that guy
but-
but Queen, he was so gay, it killed him.
Well, yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
and by the way, there's even been study, and again, I'm not just trying to bash people here, but
Right,
there
yeah.
is a relationship between homosexual and people who are serial killers.
Commercials on YouTube. It's like, and now a word from our sponsor. Skip, skip, skip. Erection.
They did all these studies, and they showed that homosexuals had a much higher percentage of being
Figured I-
serial killers than non-homosexuals. But the point is, raping a boy, a kid, is terrible. Now the Israeli army in the prisons, they got a video of Israeli guards raping Palestinian males, prisoners. In fact, it's on Israeli TV. People see Israeli TV.
Commercials on YouTube. It's like, and now a word from our sponsor. Skip, skip, skip. Erection. Skip, skip, skip. Nicotine.
Everybody in Israel knows about this. In fact, when they prosecuted these prison guards, when this happened, right? Listen to this. They didn't get upset at the prison guards committing such an offense. And these guys that they're raping aren't Palestinians. They're Palestinians, but they're not terrorists or anything like that. And I don't even think most Gazans are. I think the Israeli army and the Israeli state is far more terrorist than Hamas is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to we'll give some facts about that in a minute that I can prove and easily show.
Well, they got the resources to do it. What is Palestinians?
Well, first of all, but first of all, we got to realize that any sort of killing of civilians or people or children or whatever is very, very evil.
Right. Okay, let's watch it.
עיניהם מכוסות.
How do you not think of this?
של חיילי המילואים מכוח 100, יחידה המשמשת לאבטחת המתקן. הם לוקחים את המחבל,
This is the
הנה
video.
הם כאן בפינת המתקן, כנראה מודעים למצלמות האבטחה ומנסים להסתיר מעשיהם במגינים. הצילום כולל תיעוד של העבירה מיוחסת לאנשי המילואים, מעשה סדום בנסיבות אינוס. שעות אחר כך פונה המחבל...
How do you not think of this shit? And like, because you can justify it. Like, if you justify somebody's truth, you could be like justifying, like, oh, it's Croc said, my.
So, but guess what? The Israel, including Knesset members, government, they came and they rioted because these rapists, torturers, really, to rape a male, for instance. In fact, a lot of these people were raped by electric bars, and it's pretty disgusting to think
Right.
about. And one of them was just about killed. And that's the reason why one of this was discovered, because the person was sent, almost died. They sent to the hospital, and then they realized that he was anally raped. You know, and but anyway, so they give a line of them, and they film each other because they're proud of it, right?
Right.
So the Israelis, instead of saying these, I hope you throw the book at these guys, you're giving Israel a bad name. You're proving to the whole world the evil that's going on in our country, and how this is not any sort of a value system that's for humanity. Instead of doing that, they had a riot to demand that they got freed. In fact,
Sounds like Black Lives Matter.
well, whatever. I'll let you talk about that. But I'm one of those terrible racists.
The stage was the original safe space.
And I'm called a racist. I had a bill in the House of Representatives when I served there, and it passed my body, the House of Representatives in Louisiana, and it was pretty interesting, because you know what the bill said? The bill said that that we cannot, you're not allowed to discriminate against someone on the basis of their sex, or excuse me, not their sex, actually their race, and that that is against human rights. People should get the job that they're entitled to by their merit, right? And so the Black Caucus, as well as the Zionist-controlled media, and it's the Zionist-controlled media, we'll go into that in a few minutes, they said, oh, there's a racist bill. That's a racist bill. A bill that says you can't discriminate.
People fucking speak to me like that anymore. I do not have the right or fucking place to. I'm a kind, nice, friendly person.
Keep everybody even.
That's racist, right? Well, there's 50, and going back to because I think the most important issue, just like Bilzerian said, you saw it in the Bilzerian interview. I agree with Bilzerian.
You're hurting your butt,
The greatest
leaning
danger
on the desk.
in the world
Hurting
is,
your
first
butt.
of all, not white supremacy, even though I'm not in favor of white supremacy. I'm not in favor of exploitation or any sort of slavery or any sort of harm to anyone.
And that's a relief.
But of course,
Right.
I mean, I'm a human rights activist. That's what I call myself. I don't even call myself a white nationalist, even though I guess I'm the most famous person in the world trying to say that we got to control our borders and we have a right to preserve our heritage, just like every country does.
Yeah.
I mean, Turkey is 90% of Turkish origin, right? They have a few other things like Kurds and other people, but Turkey wants to remain Turkish, right? Greeks want to remain Greeks.
Right.
I mean, Aborigines, they celebrate their own people, right? And I understand why the Indians resisted any migration years ago, but centuries ago, but in the history of the world, it's only been in the last 2 or 3 centuries that people realize it's not right to go in and move to another country, take over your country, and enslave the people or hurt them or whatever, right?
Right, but that's what's happening in Israel.
Well, exactly what's happening in Israel.
Yeah, they entered that area as refugees because of World War II, right?
Yeah.
And then they got there and was like, oh, thank you for helping us. We're going to form our own government and we're going to annihilate you people. It's pretty much, right.
Yeah, but I would suggest to you, but you're right. That was the excuse. But let's get something straight.
But I've been trying to stay busy with that and just.
Preceded National Socialism in Germany. I want you to think about that for a second. And there is no more. And this is a shocking thing. And I want you to keep your channels, but you can beep any of this you want. That's fine. Just give me a good record for my record, so I know what I said. Right? That's all I want. Just give me the raw data here. But the truth is that there is no more racist, anti-human ideology on the planet. And that this is going to be shocking for a lot of people, because you hear this all the time. The problem is in Judaism, it's he did a broadcast to the whole country of Israel. And this is no joke. I mean, you can look it up right now and just pull it up from.
Let's go. Okay. How far in are we? 13 minutes in and we just fucking around with the camera in my setting. I think can and would and should and could and can and could and would have should was one of the last.
Yeah, the Rumble PP. Was kicked out of Germany, or they tried to kick him out of Germany. Wherever they've been throughout the beginning of time, they've been banished.
Well, yeah, I saw a report where you talk about kingdoms. Of course, most countries and most regions were smaller. In nations, it's been like about 150. But in terms of kingdoms and entities, which are pretty significant in historical terms, they've been kicked out about 1,100 different societies. And of course, they say they're always innocent. And I'm not saying that all Jews are always guilty.
They say they're always innocent. Remember they do times?
Yeah.
I'm starting to notice a
Oh,
trend here.
dude, I got kicked out of every bar in this town. Those bastards.
Yeah, right.
They just always just didn't like me for some reason.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, I was pickpocketing the people in there. And
It's creeping up. I thought I'd get more done, but I'm being too slow.
Anti-Semitic has lost all value. They label everybody.
Let's go. Okay. How far in are we? 13 minutes in and
Semitic needs today, I believe this is the way they're defining it themselves. They're defining it themselves as an anti-Semite is somebody who opposes Jewish genocide
Right.
and Jewish racism and Jewish supremacism.
David, is it true to be a Semite? You have to be from a region. You have to have that genealogy.
Well, in a technical sense, yes, but anti-Semite has become just a term for anti-Jewishness.
Yeah, they only they can have that term used for them.
Right, and it's way more than that. Okay, there's about 16, 17 million Jews in the whole world. Now there's 8 billion people in the world, right? And the truth is that Jews have been persecuted from time. You know, I argue sometimes that there was a reaction to them because of some of the things they engaged in, which been.
you know what I mean?
The Sackler family, they got half the country on drugs, marketing OxyContin, right?
You know, because that's why I choose Jesus.
Caused ultimately millions of deaths, and that's just from the overdoses, not counting the unalive.
Jews behind that too.
The Sackler family, they're the biggest.
You know what I mean? Like when it came to like schoolwork and stuff
Okay,
in
yeah.
class. And I remember like being in first grade and I get the packets, you know, or even kindergarten. I get the
Extremely addictive, way more than even heroin, and they knew that, and it's in their papers. But guess what? They marketed it to the doctors. They bribed the doctors, sent them to Monaco. Come to Monaco, get all your patients use OxyContin because they want to addict them. And so all these working men, black, white, others, a lot of this fell on people in Appalachia and all the people like that. When they get injured, and males working, males are doing most of the jobs, are the most dangerous jobs. You know, whether you be a police officer or whether you be a fireman. Firemen have a great death rate.
hit the insert
And
button.
also injury rate.
I had to hit it
And
again
then
to make sure it was working
spend
right.
a line with the poles all the time for being on this building laying steel girders, and people get hurt. You're a mechanic shop, right? And the lift breaks and it crushes you, right? And so go through pain. And so they're trying to get pain relief. They go to the doctor. Oh, take this OxyContin, and then they get them hooked.
Right.
And then
And the Sacklers, they were Zionists.
oh man, talk about Jews. They literally, no, it's super Zionists. They were some of the biggest benefactors of not American universities, Jewish universities in Israel. They sent most of their quote philanthropic work was all to Israel.
I messed up so
I recently just learned that like all this transgenderism that you see and hear about in the States. I had no idea that actually in the Talmud, this is like their religion.
I messed up so many times, and there's so many times I'm like, okay, this is.
I forget the guy's name. 1939 was it? 29. The actual inventor of transgenderism. He was in Germany. Yeah, he was Jewish.
Well, that's exactly the first one that did the operations there's again, I gave a lot of facts. I don't want to tie us all down with facts. We're gonna have a lot of fun here too. But there is an important Jewish scientist, social scientist, his name is Abrams, Nathan Abrams, and he did a article for the Jewish Intellectual Quarterly, and it's called Triple X's. And it talks about how the Jews, in his words, the Walt Disneys of porn. I mean, because they were the popularized, they were the whole source of the X-rated movie industry. And I think the X-rated movie industry is not a good thing for people. I think pornography is not a good thing for a young male either. It's easy to.
It's fun to watch it, but
Mind you, these notes are all before Charlie was shot, so
You know, it can even reduce some of your testosterone rates and so forth over time. But there's all sorts of negative things to it. And it also it seems to be a barrier for people making a real relationship with the opposite sex.
right, have fun with yourself.
And, that's it. And so what this does is it really limits
don't go away. Are you comfy? I hope you're comfy.
populations have a lot. And, you know, I noticed this. I live in Russia. I work with Alexander Solzhenitsyn,
high up?
the great anti-communist.
Love it, no, my baby.
Young listeners probably don't know who that is. I grew up I worshiped the guy because he was anti-communist. He helped overthrow the communist regime. And by the way, the Russians aren't communists anymore. Just a note for people to notice these things. Russia's not trying to take over the world
Thank
anymore.
you for the sheepy in my arms. Missy, where's you for the sheepy when the pop pops and burning now, huh?
The Russians. Oh yeah, communism was a Jewish movement, and this is what I talked about a little bit earlier in the we can give a plug for him, you know, the Jake Shields show, you know, that here's Bilzerian on Pierce Morgan, right? And Bilzerian said
And
Jews murdered through communism, which they controlled the communist movement. It was a Jewish movement was communist. Oh, Pierce Morgan says, oh no, that can't be. That's not true. What's the facts?
and this would be the nice little table that we get to.
More than any person probably in history is Winston Churchill, and he loves the fact, by the way, that they burned alive 700,000, 900,000 German, mainly women with their babies, in the bombing. And you always hear this, and one of the things he says famously is, "Oh, it's okay to kill all these Gazans because we killed those Nazis, didn't we? We killed their families, we burned alive babies, and you know, and their mothers in their cribs with saturation bombing." And this was in fact Allied started this. It's kind of the same way that we were given this story that Saddam Hussein was, you know, a monster.
Yeah,
and
weapons
he
of
was
mass destruction. He's killing his own people.
killing his own people. But then you have Madeleine Albright. Again, the younger people aren't aware of this, but during the years ago, she goes on 60 Minutes, right? And she
You want and what you've been talking
was
about.
head of our State Department. And 60 Minutes asked her about what is going on. They went to Iraq, and they found out we had sanctions against Iraq.
You want and what you've been talking about and this and that and it spies on you and da da da. Like my
And again, it's not all Jews, but we're talking about Jewish elite, right? And she supported the sanctions, and we know that the sanctions, Iraq is a desert kingdom, and if you sanction and you don't allow medicine into the country and food into the country, it's going to lead to malnutrition. It's going to be starvation, and when people get sick, just like they're doing right now in Gaza, they're keeping the medicine from the kids and everything, and they even keep. It's
It's like 12.
which is totally untrue.
Yeah, just an Israeli talk.
The over the top.
The truth is, like everything they say, there's an old Polish proverb, and sometimes there's truth in proverbs, sometimes not. And
It's like 12 kids, no welfare. You know what I mean? No this, no that.
cries in pain as he strikes you. And that's what we really, let's just talk about, well, in fact, you want to boil into Gaza for a minute and October
Yeah, what do you
7th?
think Israel's goal is in that whole conflict right now? What do you think that end goal is?
They want to control the entire Middle East. They want to take over Lebanon and ethnically cleanse it eventually. They want to destroy Iran. They want to totally depopulate and exterminate the Arab, the Palestinian population in what was originally Palestine. And they want to rule over all of it. They have this idea of this greater Israel. And there's the United Nations itself in the highest court ruled that the genocide of the Palestinians, this offense is plausible. I mean, there's so much evidence for it. And one of the reasons they know this is because the hardest thing to prove about genocide and get convictions of is to prove the intent. But this is one case of genocide that we know the intent. There are thousands of videos made by Jewish soldiers bragging and showing them massacring children, right? And going to the homes of Palestinians and shooting women and taking their lingerie, you know.
And not to mention these people.
That's all I want.
Palestinians, they are citizens of Israel, right?
Well, some of the Palestinians are 20%, and they are also a suppressed minority. But they really want to get rid of those eventually too. I don't think there's any argument. But you know, there's so many lies. Israel's the only democratic state in the Middle East. Well, there's about
I didn't tell you everything.
something like 6-7 million Jews, right, in Israel, and there's 6 or 7 million about Palestinians in the territories controlled by the Jews.
That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to be a heel. And I wanted to
And that's just the reality of the lay of the land. Those people in the West Bank and Gaza and so forth, which is about half the population, they have no democratic rights.
Right.
They can't vote in that election. They've been living under military dictatorship. So let's just take October 7th for a second. And I'm just going to say things here, and if anybody thinks I'm not telling the truth, please look it up and you can find it, right? You might have to look for it a little bit.
You're good. Don't believe you. Just look it up. See
Yeah.
for yourself.
So let's just talk about a couple things, all right? So when October 7th happened, the Jews first said 14 million were killed, and including a lot of civilians, and then they said 12 million. Now not 12 million.
1,400,
now
1,200.
1,200, and then that was down to 11.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. What was I
By
thinking?
the way, if you look at the pictures of all the people in there, I would say half of them or more have Israeli uniforms on, right, in the pictures. And by the way, the truth is that Israelis are
And I'm guilty of it too.
to be murderous SOBs, you know, than the Palestinians.
Oh.
Only the Jews themselves, the government of Israel says that between 50
And I'm guilty of it too. So many people.
are Hamas fighters.
How do you go about proving or disproving that?
I don't know, but that's what the Israeli government's saying. Okay, so that's not many,
Yeah.
right? That's out of 2.4 million. Almost every Israeli citizen, man and woman, goes in the military, and they're just really programmed with this really racist hatred against the Palestinians. But let's go to October 7th again. Okay, so first thing that happened, they said, "Oh my God, these people are monsters." You know, they killed all these, they murdered children. They beheaded 40 Palestinian babies. I mean, imagine. And of course, any sort of damage and killing of children is wrong. And I don't care whether it's Palestinians or whether it's Jews or whether it's Germans during the war or whether it's Russians. Anybody. All right. So, what was the truth? And that was given out to the whole world in the Jewish media. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes.
Almost that
Power
time.
Media, which is enormous. Theo Von.
Come on, let's make it.
Joe Rogan show. I don't know. He's just saw that. It's interesting. I actually, when I was much younger, was a neighbor of mine. I don't want to get off the subject here, but he was a neighbor of mine, and he was a young kid, and his father was.
I'm just fine. We had a.
And he needed some direction. He was a good kid, you know, and I used to work out at a club called Franco's, and I was always, you know, I believed in strong. I didn't work out for bodybuilding. I worked out for strength. And I was a strong son of a gun. And a little lost weight now, but I'm going to get it back. But anyway, so so I took him with me and I taught him how to work out.
Oh, okay.
To build
They
up.
fun, huh?
Yeah. So, and I was amazed because I haven't had any contact with him in many, many years.
Okay.
And he
Found out who you were, huh?
well, he kind of, he knew, he obviously had to know
Right.
about me because I ran for governor. I got 65% of the white vote.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
when-
got 100%.
well, thank you.
Damn traitors.
Tell that to my white brothers and sisters.
What's wrong with y'all?
But they teach our people to hate themselves.
Yeah.
And that's true. And I don't think, and just to get off the subject because we're really having a wide range of, you know,
Right, yeah.
we're bouncing around a lot, but this is entertaining, I hope.
Yeah.
I broke my growth.
We'll get to your
I-
thing passing.
Yeah, I do believe very
You
supremacy exists in this country, and they control politics. We can go into that later, and the media, and the morality.
I broke my growth plate in my ankle, in my right leg. But I was
To everybody in this country, and so many millions of people in the world. They gave us the Iraq War. The Iraq War was based on lies. I traveled the world against the Iraq War. Now, I'm supposed to be this terrible guy, right?
Right.
I wanted peace. If there wouldn't have been that Iraq War, there wouldn't be 30,000 dead Americans in the Iraq and Afghanistan
Right,
war.
right.
There wouldn't be hundreds of thousands that are injured, even brain injuries, traumatic brain injuries. There wouldn't be millions of marriages that broke up from the long separations.
yes.
2 decades.
Now there's
of-
more
of 2
here.
decades
Yep.
since 2003,
Getting there.
right? Of these wars there. And it's like, so who did the Iraq War? Now I say these were wars for Israel. And this was a war for Israel. And in fact, Netanyahu came and testified before Congress about how that the Iraqis had weapons of mass destruction.
Right, yeah.
Because that was their enemy. He wasn't our enemy, he actually was an ally.
Is
He was actually an ally of the United States, believe it or not. He did kind of what we wanted, and he
Figured I-
sold a lot of oil to us and at good prices and everything else. But he became an enemy because he was supporting the Palestinians. And
is.
so they wanted us to fight.
So, anyways, when I had been at least 16.
No, they want to use American troops and American money. And they did it. Now, when I say that they brought about this war, I can prove it easily by any measure you want to make it. There's a fantastic economist and thinker and diplomat named Jeffrey Sachs. He's a professor at Princeton. And he tells us, in fact, on his website, he says the people that created the Iraq War were these neocons, and how the neocon movement is a Jewish movement. In fact, he listed all those top people in the Iraq War that brought us the Iraq War, which is based on lies. And by the way, I campaign against
I
them.
have to stop
I
at
like
10
Tucker Carlson,
because
but-
it takes me a second
but he
to
was
shut
actually
everything
working
down
for
and
Yeah, at that time.
upload this
So,
video
yeah,
as
I'll tell Tucker, not such a bad guy.
on the playlist and all that and everything.
One day.
He's like an icon today.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's like the issue is that I think African Americans
I follow. Oh, I still gotta clean up there. All right, I gotta.
have been damaged by this corruption that's ruling our country. The middle class.
All right. A little more off the cuff.
I'm very old.
I wish y'all could see him.
And when I grew up in America, a person started out basically a working person.
I follow. Oh, I still gotta clean up there. All right, I gotta. I got called.
And the wife didn't even have to work if she didn't want to.
Yeah, right.
I mean, now you can't do that now.
Can't do that.
You can't hardly afford it even if both work.
Yeah, the middle class is
And
gone now.
and if you both work, what kind of guidance the children get
Right.
and need, right? But destroyed that. I saw headlines out of a number of major publications that the shutting down of massive businesses of America transferred at least $3.5–4 trillion from the middle class to the richest 1%.
Yeah, right. I believe it.
And it's all. So this damage, and when I say these banks and some of these economies, you have a Jewish domination. They did. Goldman Sachs is a giant criminal bank.
Yeah, they've been fined billions of dollars over the years.
They've been fined billions. Well, let me tell you an interesting thing. There's a publication called Better Markets, and then I give you things you can look up. You can look up.
12 minutes in.
Right. Go to the website. It's a Wall Street publication.
Figured I'd start this.
Criminality by the big banks, right? Goldman Sachs had a lot to do with the meltdown.
12 minutes in. Explaining my name and how my mom screwed me.
And jobs and everything, 2007, 2008, and that's among many. And Goldman Sachs is right in the middle of all that stuff. Goldman Sachs, just a year and a half ago, was convicted. In fact, they pled guilty to a vast, incredible crime. They pled guilty to an international criminal conspiracy. Boy, I hate to use that name. You run
I don't, dirty boy. I
They pled
don't.
guilty to, it's a law, international
One more.
criminal
Let's do one more. Let's get one more in at
conspiracy,
least.
bribery, conspiracy. $4.5 billion bribery scheme. That $4.5 billion was what they were spending in bribes. They were
Two
stealing
more.
basically
Because I want to end on a vanishing bill.
trillions basically from the country. They just about broke the whole country of Malaysia. But so this is one of your most famous banks. But they interview them for CNBC or whatever, or Fox News. They never bring this up.
Right.
They never say you put your most
So I'm sitting on the bed and I'm trying to put it in.
sanctioning Russian banks, right?
Right, yeah.
And
What was they
Russia.
trying to bribe them for?
Hmm?
What's the bribes for?
Well, the bribes because they were trying to get the money, figure out a way to get money from the Malaysian people into the banks of Goldman Sachs and just steal from them. They basically
Come on,
just about
let's get it in. Let's get it in. Let's get it
healthcare
in.
system. I mean, imagine that. And these were all kind of
Okay.
these were government healthcare systems for their people.
And they scientists did this.
So I'm sitting on the bed and I'm trying to put it in his mouth and spits it out. It's always a.
Has been
One
the
more.
biggest single
Let's get one more.
corporate contributor. They used to bundle the things. And then, see, when there were campaign finance laws where, like, you gave 1,000, 2,000,
One
a
more.
person can give up to that amount.
One
Because
more.
the Jews wanted to express their power because when you're able to go to somebody and say, okay, we got 2,000 employees, or we got 100,000 employees, giving $2,000 to you, or they're paying these employees a lot of money, and then you do, you look
Yeah, I've
at
had therapists.
together, and so Goldman Sachs is giving you 2,000 times 2,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
That's so anyway, so that's
It-
what
Fucking
the
AI.
biggest single corporate contributor. Now,
Yeah, I've had therapists. They all suck though. I had in-
which says anybody can contribute any amount of money they want.
Giving Jews the right to donate.
And yeah, so I've got charts. I had some charts, but Jason got them. He didn't get back to me.
Hey, I want to talk about
All right, just in time.
Okay,
Paste.
we'll do that.
Next.
There's a negative connotation
Public.
to the word, but
Publish.
before y'all took over it,
All right.
it was just like a
Done.
group, right?
Well,
Like a
no,
club.
Oh my gosh, look how close we are. The next time I get to sit down, I should be completely done, no problem.
Clans of Scotland.
And then I can start making new clips.
Clans were trying to stop
And the rest of the other videos I have to go through.
domination of the country.
My thank you, punky monkey.
They had their
Just trying to document everything good and proper.
with somebody would get married. They had the right for some English aristocrat to have sex with their bride. Isn't it nice? There's a lot of antics around the world.
Yeah. You started at, so did you, okay, you established the Klan in 74.
Well, I got involved in a clan that already existed. It was the Knights of the KKK, and it was done by a very fine person who was a very
So much, baby.
he was also kind of he was like the
Okay, awesome. All right, I gotta go. Gotta get ready and go to work.
during
Gotta be there.
times after the Second World War. Yeah,
Should probably be there early because.
good guy, and
Oh, It's New Year's, and I have no idea how nasty that parking lot is. I want to clean it up.
Organization that was really kind of standing up.
All right, that's another hour and a half, hour and 10 minutes of that. Hour and like 4 minutes. Oh, shit. All right. Let's boogie woogie. Love, peace, chicken grease. Thanks for hanging out with us for that hour.